Aspire Football Dreams ran out winners on penalty. Aspire International they were back in those days. Big moment for these young players, some of them still only 16 years of age. One or two latter end of 15 years of age as well. Players still yet to celebrate their birthdays in 2016. Real Madrid all in their famous white tonight. All in maroon. Aspire Football Dreams. Earlier on, Red Bull Salzburg and Inter Milan battled it out for third place, Inter winning that by 2-1. Missed a late penalty. Luka Meisel sent off for Red Bull Salzburg late on. It was a brave effort by the Austrians, but they just came up short. But nevertheless, fourth place is a creditable finish for them in their first participation in this tournament. Match officials are all from Qatar. Refereed this competition extremely well. There's the Real Madrid lineup. Shows just 2 changes from their semi-final lineup against Kashiwa. Morey dropping out of the starting lineup, as does Guille. And the 2 players into the starting lineup. Joaquin comes in, and Zabate returns at centre-back. Della is the Real Madrid captain. Catania, his opposite number for Aspire Football Dreams. Referee is Abdulaziz Musa. Did have a red card, as we say, in the third place match a little earlier on. Hopefully, both teams here will be able to keep all their players on the field. Aspire Football Dreams show 3 changes. Karamoko and Dry and Bibis all returning to the starting lineup for the final. Sixteen countries have pooled their talents to give us an Aspire Football Dreams team. And they played exceptionally well so far in the competition. Started off with a 2-2 draw against Benfica, having led 2-0, pulled back to 2-2 in that one. Won their second game, single goal victory over Kashiwa Reysol, who are here looking on tonight. Nice to see the other teams over on the far side as well. Al Ahly are here, Estudiantes here as well, Kashiwa, we've just mentioned. And Inter Milan, who clinched third place earlier on, they are also here. They'll get their medals in the presentation ceremony at the end of today's game. Chris Makin alongside me. Should be a good tussle, this one.
Yeah, just had a quick look at the team sheet. Mark, and Endry starts number 9 for Aspire, so plenty of pace and strength up front. And Zabata makes the starting line-up for Real Madrid in the hands of the defence.
Yeah, I think with maybe the only surprise in the Madrid side is the fact they haven't started with Morey. They've gone with Joaquin, but Morey's been a little bit ineffective in the last couple of matches.
That is a surprise. Well, he started nearly every match, hasn't he? So, kind of hat-trick in the game against Paris Saint-Germain. But decisions are there to be made by the coaching staff. They've seen the training all week.
So Real Madrid all in white, kicking from left to right in the first half. Perfect conditions for football. Just a little bit of light breeze around tonight. Pitches here have, as ever, worn exceptionally well. This is the 13th game on this pitch. More than that, I think the 14th game on this pitch in 11 days.
It doesn't even look like they've played on the pitch, does it?
Quite incredible. Early touch for Mant for the Aspire goalkeeper. Salim Diaby. Strong defensive duo, Diaby and Sully. Looked really good throughout this tournament. Hasn't made too many changes. Alex Garcia, the coach, throughout the tournament. Didn't have the luxury of winning his first game, of course, so had to put out a strong side against Kashiwa.
It's a bit of a physical presence in it, Joaquin, but I think he must have been thinking about Pedro, and like you said, Morey as well, so they had options there, the Real Madrid coaching staff to pick from.
Tristan Rodriguez, the coach, said that they didn't perform in the first half against Salzburg, but it was a much better second half. Salzburg performed for 55 minutes. After that, it was all Madrid.
Yeah, and with the introduction of Pedro, there looks a more dynamic force going forward.
Here's Karamoko. First attack of any great note here for Aspire. Good ball across, but side-footed away for a throw. Over on the far side by Zabate.
There's definitely space behind the Real Madrid defence to get into, but there's good recovery runs from the back four to get in and block the space for Karamoko to cross into.
Huti moves back towards his own goal as Nuhu plays the ball forward and went to ground. No foul. Back by Martin to his captain Della. Got a great shot at him, Martin, hasn't he? If he gets a sight of goal, he's more than happy to have a go from distance.
I like him, one of my favourite midfielders at this tournament. Sending the build-up to the game with Real Madrid adopts a different system or approach. No chance they played the Madrid way.
Alberto. Got an overlap from Gorka. Here is Gorka. Crossing, took a deflection. Awkward one for Sully to deal with. Back in again by Gorka. But goalwards, good save. Joaquin on the volley. Good save there by Manf. Good height for the keeper.
Still coming forward, Madrid. Here's Alberto, likes to drift in from the flank. Likes to play those 1-2s on the edge of the box.
There's a chase on again for Nuhu.
As soon as Alberto lands on the ball, comes inside, Mark. Watch out for Gorka. On his bike straight away. Same on the opposite side of the field as well.
Had to take a Madrid penalty shootouts in their last two matches to get through, against Kashiwa Reysol and against Red Bull Salzburg in the semi-final. It was a particularly interesting one, wasn't it, against Salzburg? 9-8 it finished up with Felix Welfing, the Salzburg goalkeeper, missing the decisive penalty. Everybody taken one.
Cruel, but he saved another one today.
He did make a very good save, finished on a high, the young goalkeeper. Sprayed out by Sully, bounced awkwardly for Karamoko. Be trapped by Jordi. His penalty was one of the most audacious we've seen. Jordi, in the first shootout against Kashiwa. And he's given away the free kick. Is that a free kick?
Nope, not for me. There's the earlier chance for Real Madrid. Joaquin, fantastic turn. It's on target as well.
Well gathered in by the goalkeeper. So a free kick. Madrid leaving 3 players up here, which means Aspire Football for Dreams have got to leave 4 players back. So it's not too congested a penalty area.
I like it
at the moment.
It's aggressive from Real Madrid. I like it.
I've always wondered why more teams don't do that, because if you leave 3 players up, you're going to have at least 4 or 5 defenders staying back. So it's clever. Into the near post. The referee hadn't blown his whistle, so free kick will be taken again. Real Madrid beat Paris Saint-Germain 4-1 in their opening game. Moret with a hat-trick. That really announced himself onto the stage. Beaten Al Ahly in their second game by 3-1 to book themselves a place with a 100% record. OK, free kick take 2 for Aspire Football Dreams. Movement in the centre. Back to Nuhu. Goes down on the edge of the penalty area. No foul. Now there might be a break on for Madrid, who'd left those 3 players forward. Nicked away from Joaquin. Karamoko. Got Katana outside him. They've done well, the Spaniards. Guided back to Fran, the goalkeeper. Lucas Zidane was the Madrid goalkeeper here a couple of years ago, of course. Zinedine Zidane's son, who's now playing for the Madrid under-19 team.
Good start here from Real Madrid. Opening 6 minutes. Looking comfortable.
Yeah, 0-0 in the game with Kashiwa Reysol in the quarter-final, and then that 2-2 draw with Salzburg, when Salzburg scored in the 93rd minute to take us to a penalty shootout. $75,000 up for grabs for the winners, by the way, of this tournament, so there's a nice prize on offer as well. Not that Madrid need the money, of course.
Yeah, Spire might need it more.
Well, I mean, Aspire are going to pick up a nice cheque for coming second, $40,000 US, which is not to be sneezed at.
If they do finish second, Mark.
If they finish second. Well, that's the minimum they're going to get. That's what I'm saying. You know, 40,000 is still a good amount.
Well, helps going towards the academy, doesn't it? So, huge amount, really. A little difference tonight, something about Aspire playing in the purple kit just doesn't sit easily with me.
Bibis. Madrid just struggling to get the ball out of their own half at the moment, but they're not really being hurt by Aspire football dreams. That was the challenge on Nuhu.
No chance.
Went down very easily on the edge of the penalty area. It's Joaquin trying to get the little back header on the ball and dry. Kept in play by Joaquin. Goes out off and dry, I think. That'll be a Real Madrid ball off Robert. Tristan Rodriguez just walking along his technical area there.
I'd like to see Ndrai further down the middle, Mark. I think he has more of an effect on the football match from there. Just playing on this left-hand side at the moment.
Zabate. Fran Garcia. Overlap was from Jordi, but tidied up by Aspire. Isma. Did well to get the ball across, or to mistake Joaquin, though the ball was straight against him from Sully. From behind for a goal kick.
Sully out there with the heavy first touch. He got away with it. Doesn't realise that Joaquin is just behind him. Oh, poor pass, really. Wanted it in front of him on the far side there. It was kind of Molko. He's got pace to burn as well. Just needed to be played in behind Jordi.
Della. Zabate. Down the line again by Jordi. Isma. Brought down nicely under control. But Alberto going through the centre. Gorka. Here is Alberto. Out wide by Guti. Fran Garcia. Isma, nice little ball play back to Fran Garcia. Can't get the shot on target though. Great move by Madrid. Really opened up the Aspire back four, but Fran Garcia couldn't get the shot on target.
Fantastic play by Madrid. Good awareness by Isma. Plays it in behind the back four of Aspire for Garcia to run onto. But before that, the build-up play, they switched the play from flank to flank a couple of times. Real Madrid just opened up the defence, created some gaps between the players in the back four of Aspire football dreams then.
Well, here's Nuhu coming forward and dry in the centre. Nuhu went for the curler, but it didn't curl. It just carried on going and goes behind for a goal kick.
It's the right idea, just doesn't get the bend on it. Just breaking on his own here, Nuhu, surrounded by white shirts. Just doesn't get the bend on the shot.
Real Madrid second in La Liga at the moment. Just got to talk to you about the Barcelona game last night, where Barcelona rewarded a penalty and Lionel Messi opted, instead of shooting at goal, opted just to play it square, and Luis Suarez running into the penalty area fired the ball into the net. I mean, OK, it's not against the rules, but I just don't think it's in the spirit of fair play.
Remember when Arsenal did it and they messed up against Manchester City?
But to me, it was almost like taking the mickey a little bit out of Celta Vigo. They lost 6-1 as it was, but I just thought it was a little bit of disrespect. The goalkeeper's standing waiting for a struck penalty, and Messi plays it square.
I totally agree with you.
I just don't know if it's just a little bit of disrespect on Barcelona's part. But don't think we'll see that here if we get a penalty. The coaches would be...
seen some audacious chips, haven't we?
We have seen some audacious chips, but anyway, penalty's a long way off. There's a free kick here for Madrid, which is in a very dangerous position. It's Gorka that's gone across to take this. This will be the in-swinging option. It's not Gorka, in fact, but this will be the in-swinging option for Madrid.
Alberto.
Touched onto the post by Manf. Well taken by Alberto. Pressure here for Madrid. That's a wasteful ball from Aspire back into the Madrid half. It'll be gathered by Fran, well outside his penalty area, under no pressure. Zabate.
They've had bits of attacking play, Aspire football, James, but I think Real Madrid are, out of the two sides, have settled better. Since they've got the passing game going. There's the effort from Alberto, whips into the near post. Great touch onto the post by Nuruddin.
Actually, a good save by the goalkeeper.
Someone stayed down on the far side, Mark. I don't know who it is, but...
Yeah, I think it's possibly Karamoko over that side. There's the free kick that was given away. That was the run. Brilliant run it was as well by Fran Garcia. It is Karamoko, those bright green boots giving it away.
Nah, he's okay. He's going to be okay.
It's looked lively, Karamoko, in this tournament so far. Very, very lively indeed for Aspire. Two-0 win over Inter in the semi-finals for Aspire. Nuhu and Catania on the mark in that one. That goal that we spoke about earlier, Sully's goal, came second in your top five, I think.
Oh, fabulous strike.
Great strike.
Fabulous
Only
strike.
beaten by the strike of Marco Sala. Great ball over the top. Isma maybe knew the goalkeeper off his line, just tried to use the pace on that to try and lift it over Manf, but straight into the goalkeeper's arms.
Yeah, it was a great idea from Isma. Just shows his awareness, and he knew where he was and his surroundings. Just couldn't get enough of a big enough touch on the header. Another straight ball down the middle, caught Aspire out.
Katana. Good movement. And Dry playing out on a wider role tonight. And Dry, it's a great ball into the box, but the header from Nuhu rather couldn't get over the ball and heads it wide of the target.
Yeah, I like that. There's the straight ball by Real Madrid this time. Through to Isma. Just couldn't get a big enough touch. Good play. Shows that you can get in behind this Aspire defence.
It's given away again by Madrid. Diallo will just be able to shepherd that back to the goalkeeper.
I've been impressed in the first 15 minutes by Real Madrid, Mark. I must admit.
Bound to be a little bit of nerve, or a few nerves around, you would think, from Aspire Football Dreams as well. If there are nerves from Madrid, they're certainly not showing it at the moment.
No, we've settled quicker.
Quarter of an hour gone, still 0-0. Alberto's free kick turned onto the post by Manf just a few minutes ago. That's the closest we've come to a goal in the final. Paris Saint-Germain twice, Fluminense and Aspire International have all triumphed previously in this competition, all on penalty shootouts.
Great play by Kamadi. Start the 1-2 off on the halfway line, just kept his run going all the way through to putting pressure on Francisco in goal for Real Madrid.
I'll remind you of the placings that we've had so far up to today's game. Just a moment. Bibis. Carlos, the Costa Rican. Nuhu, brilliantly done. Nuhu, that's going to be a penalty. Has to be a penalty. Madrid are complaining it's a yellow card for Zabate, but Nuhu's run caused all the problems, and straight away Aspire Football for Dreams have a great chance to take the lead.
Zabate arguing with the officials, adamant that it wasn't a penalty, but he puts his hands on the shoulders. Let's have another look. Pulls him back. It's a penalty.
It's the faintest of touches, but it's enough to send him tumbling. He was in full flow, Nuhu.
He gets the other side of Zapata there. He's struggling to get back. If he didn't touch him, it was going to be a shot on target. It's that man to take the penalty.
Katana, the captain, waits. Fran, who's already made important saves in the penalty shootout for Real Madrid. Picture of concentration on the face of the Aspire Football Dreams captain, Katana. Can he put his side in front? The penalty in the final last year, wasn't there? A disputed penalty in the final last year.
Never a penalty, that one.
Here comes Katana then. Fran stands in his way. Little stutter in the run-up from Katana. Right into the net. Great penalty. And Aspire Football Dreams take the lead after 17 minutes in the final.
We were talking about how well Real Madrid have settled in the first quarter of an hour, but he's just so dangerous on the attack. Aspire Football Dreams, they've got so much pace up front. They get the penalty, and that man puts it away. Katana Nyanji, the skipper. Perfect penalty. Aspire 1-0 up.
It's a great boost for them to take the lead, but there's still an awfully long way to go in this match, so they'll be mindful of that. Alex Garcia is a very clever coach. Former player, was on the books of Barcelona before moving on to play football in Iceland. Admitted the other day he'd love to be out there playing still. Kicks every ball. Here's Isma. Great chance here for Alberto to get his side back on level terms. Alberto goes down under the challenge and the referee only gives the corner. Well, Madrid's players surrounding the referee.
No, sorry. Thought it was a great tackle. We'll have another look at it. But first impressions, it was a great tackle, and Garcia should have took his... He gets a touch. Garcia should have took the shot on earlier. Why is he playing for the penalty? Take the shot on. It's 1-1 if he gets the goal.
That's Fran Garcia that came down the line. Isma Della, rather, getting a telling off from the referee. He's the Madrid captain, of course, just telling his teammates to calm it down.
It was wonderful playing. They cut open Aspire Football Dreams. Just felt Garcia should have took the shot on earlier.
Here comes the corner. 6 white shirts inside the penalty area. 5 now as one moves away. It's in towards Della. Plucked out of the air by Manf. It was a good take by the goalkeeper. Very good save pair of hands, and bowled out quickly to try and get his side moving forward. There's another injury. Hits Karamoko that's down again. I'm not too sure if that's the same injury or another injury.
Having a hard time.
He's having a rough opening 20 minutes, hasn't he, Karamoko?
I'd love to see a rerun of that penalty decision again, Mark, but he's struggling there, isn't he?
No, I think this is the initial injury from a few moments ago. There was no one near him when he went down. It could well be that Karamoko's final is over. They are making a change.
Quadri, is it? Yeah.
He would be the more likely replacement, wouldn't he?
Another one with bundles of pace, Mark.
It is going to be Quadri that's coming on. So 21 minutes in, Quadri comes on to replace Karamoko. Not a bad exchange for Alex Garcia.
He is rapid.
Here's the penalty incident.
He's played for the penalty. I can't believe it. Not for me. There's a touch there.
Carlos has got a touch on the ball, but it's just that the way that he's gone sliding in has not done him any favours in a way. I agree he's played the ball, but you know, referees will give them sometimes if it's a focus of touch and you take the player.
I think Garcia, he's got to be disappointed. He should have took the shot on, doesn't take the shot on, realises he's let the opportunity go and then tries to get the penalty.
So confirmation of Quadri coming into the fray. Muratalla Quadri to replace Karamoko, who picked up that injury early on and was unable to continue.
Brilliant play by the skipper again. That's what he's capable of.
It's Undry, great ball across. It's Nuhu at the back post, helped it to the penalty area. Bibis can't get the shot in. Katana. Undry went for the overhead. Still it's not clear. Katana went for the overhead. And it's just over the top.
The ball was bobbling about. It wouldn't land, but they just keep it alive, don't they, somehow, Aspire? Watch this now.
Well, Andrade went for the overhead.
There we go.
Katana went for the overhead. Oof.
Just doesn't settle. Unlucky.
Well, after Madrid made a positive start, it's been a much better 10 minutes or so for Aspire Football Dreams, who've got themselves in front.
And Andrade's gone down the middle as well, Mark. I think that's his best position.
Almost played inside the fullback for Quadri, the substitute. Fran Garcia. Jordi. Now Della. Over the top again for Fran Garcia. Carlos just tucks inside. Good touch from Fran Garcia. No nonsense clearance from Salim Diaby.
It's a wonderful ball by the skipper Della. Just switching play.
Real Madrid, or Royal Madrid, of course, as the Real means in Spanish. Bestowed on the club by King Alfonso VIII back in 1920. They also used the royal crown in their emblem as well. Very regal.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a foul given in the end. The referee let that run on a long time with Andrade having run with the ball and then decides to bring it back. He was a long way behind the play there, the referee.
Oh, it's not a foul.
Looks like almost looks like a foul on Della and
yeah.
Andrade. Andrade stayed on his feet.
Oh, I think the referee's just thought about the earlier penalty decision, whether there's some doubts in his head or not. That, for me, is not a foul. If anything, it's the other way.
Here it is again. No, we're not going to see it again.
If anything, it was the other way, Mark. I think you got it spot on.
There's the overhead kick from Katana a few moments ago. Della's okay to continue for the moment. Didn't need treatment in the end. Zabate will take the free kick. Isma challenged by Diaby. Fran Garcia. Now Jordi. Joaquin. Martin. Nice little change of direction from Martin. That's a free kick to Madrid. It's a clumsy challenge by Salim Diaby.
Some placards in the crowd tonight, Mark, isn't there?
There's a few more arriving as well. Looks like a jigsaw that's coming in. There's a big jigsaw on its way.
Wow.
There's certainly part of the Spanish flag in there, so we're assuming that they're Madrid fans. We'll see what that forms in just a moment. There are prizes, as we've had throughout, for the best cheering banners and the best outfits as well. So some good money on offer as well.
Look at that one. They have to put it together, aren't they?
They are going to have to piece it together, I think. Anyway, Madrid back on the attack. They trail by a goal to 0. 25 played in the final. Here's Alberto. Good footwork again. Gorka.
Oh, well done, Gorka.
Still going, Gorka. Runs into Robert, who just stepped across, and again Madrid are claiming there was an arm raised. A little smile from the referee in Gorka's direction. Just getting a little agitated at the moment, Madrid.
I hope it doesn't descend into a final full of fouls and niggly little decisions and win a game.
Long clearance away by Manf. The Kashiwa Racing players are fascinated by that huge banner that's just about to be assembled on the far side. They're spending more time watching the banner than they are watching the match.
How are they going to put it together?
They need to find a row of empty seats, I think.
That's got to be the biggest one we've seen yet.
Well, we'll see when it's actually put together. I can certainly see part of a castle. The royal household. Carlos for Aspire Football Dreams. Looking for Quadri. Went back by Fran Garcia. Isma. Can Madrid get something from this? Fran Garcia goes on a forward run again. Carlos comes across. Fran Garcia loses his footing and quickly races across, but can't prevent Carlos getting the ball away and out for a throw.
Great play on the far side between Garcia and Isma, but a lack of support. Even if Garcia landed on the ball, there was No one making a run forward for Real Madrid that time.
Launched in 2007, Aspire Football Dreams. It is now a humanitarian football project to develop in developing countries. 3 continents covered, 16 countries, Asia, Africa and Latin America. Here's Bibis. Nuhu. He's already had 1 effort at goal, Bibis, away by Della.
Did you say it covers Asia as well?
Asia, Africa and Latin America.
Massive.
It's a massive area to pull players from, isn't it?
Population-wise as well, yeah.
Some of the countries include Costa Rica. Carlos, the fullback, comes from Costa Rica. Guatemala, Brolin, the midfielder. In Guatemala, Vietnam, Ivory Coast, Ghana and Senegal. I think Aspire International was predominantly from the African-based players, wasn't it? I don't think we had any Latin American players in 2 years ago.
It was slightly different.
Yeah, just a slightly different collection of players.
And then last year we had a couple of Scots.
That's right.
On the side.
Yeah, there were a couple of Scots on the side.
And a Vietnamese, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Vietnam, one of the countries on the list.
I think there was one in the squad last year.
2011, Aspire Football Dreams went to Northern Ireland to play in the Milk Cup and actually beat Manchester United's youth team 5-1. So they're pretty decent. Sorry to mention that.
Very famous youth tournament in itself as well, the Milk Cup.
Absolutely, in Northern Ireland. Another very prestigious youth tournament. Here's Martin then. Looking for Isma, cut out by Sully. Side against Nuhu. Went way too early. Alberto. Gorka. Isma. Given away to Issa. Chase on here for Quadri. He's got good pace. Abate's no slouch himself, though. Taps it back to Fran. La Fabrica, as we mentioned, the Real Madrid Academy, the factory to produce the stars of the future.
Oh, mix up in defence. Someone's got to take control there. Someone's got to shout early. Lucky there at the Aspire players.
1980s, Madrid winning 5 consecutive La Liga titles, 2 consecutive UEFA Cups, 3 finals of the semi-finals of the Champions League, and the mainstay of that team was Emilio Butragueño, who came through the youth academy. Here's Quadri again. 3 shirts in the centre to aim for, and Dry's there. Bibis is there, Nuhu's there. Good tackling back though by Jordi. Made sure he got that one right. No fouling that time inside the penalty area.
Butragueño, what a name, and I remember him scoring a hat-trick for Spain against Denmark in 1986 World Cup. Was that right? Was it 5-0, 5-1?
I think so. Your memory's better than mine, actually. So, but a great player.
He was a goal scorer. Wow.
Salim Diaby that's lost possession again, and Madrid with a chance to break here. Alberto. Martin. Guti. Isma. Just slow the pace down now. Alberto. Good foot in again, and
he's onside, he's onside.
France come a long way out here, and Dry chips over the 2-0. Has he got too much on it? There's 2 covering defenders. Nuhu arriving as well. It's Dry coming back inside. Good challenge.
What a tackle by Sabatson at the end, ended into his own box as well.
Well, eventually the shot from Issa is high over the top, but well, Fran had a rush of blood to the head, came charging out of his area, and Dry did the right thing, but just couldn't get the ball.
It's the high line, Mark. We've talked about it all week long, and Dry that time times his run to perfection. No need to go too early. Unlucky not to score.
Jordi went to ground early that time. Quadri, Katana. A bit of a misunderstanding. Fran Garcia's back to get the ball ahead of Carlos. Just play the ball out of play.
Just when you think they're not in the game, boom, they've got so much pace and they're so exciting going forward. Aspire defensively, The back four of Madrid have got to be on the toes for the full 90 minutes.
Carlos. Quadri. Fran Garcia forced back into his own corner by Carlos, who's come away with the ball for Aspire. Oh, Bibis just took his eye off the ball for a second. Della, no nonsense, gets the ball away. Maybe caught as he played that one away.
Great turn by Nuhu. Fabulous play, well done. Running Gorka towards his own goal.
There's Robert in the corner, goes out off Gorka for a Aspire throw. Robert will try and get some distance on this one. On by Undrai. Looking for Bibis, headed by Huti, looking for Isma. Carlos. Katana. Nice play again from Aspire, just moving the ball around with a little bit of pace at the moment. Quadri. Into the corner again, looking for Carlos. Good pull back, here's a chance, Katana. Undrai in the centre. Katana tried to chip it across, straight onto the chest of Della, who then volleys clear up to the halfway line. Isma. Very competitive as you would expect for a final.
Yeah, you always get the feeling that Aspire can score at any given opportunity. They're so dangerous.
That's given away by Della. It was a poor ball. Nuhu through to Undrai, who's onside.
His teammates and he's supporting the box. Great tackle by Della.
He went to ground early, Della, but won the ball cleanly. Guti. Yordi. Martin.
I've enjoyed it so far, have you, Mark?
It's been a really good final so far. Sometimes, you know, you do finals of competitions and the teams tend to cancel each other out, but this, you know, both sides are going for this. They're trying to create chances. Very, very good opening 35 minutes. Joaquin trying to feed that ball out to Fran Garcia, very nearly succeeded. Zabate. Della. Gorka. It'll slip through again. It's picked up by Robert. Sully.
One of the players from Aspire stayed down again. Mark, they've already had Karamoko come off.
It's Quadri, the substitute.
Oh.
So he's going to need some treatment. Only came on a few moments ago to replace the injured Karamoko.
He's not even moving.
No chance for Madrid to come across and take on some water and get some fresh instructions from Tristan Rodriguez, the coach. It's not been the start they were looking for, the Spaniards.
I thought they had a decent start. First 15 minutes, thought they settled better than Aspire. You just can't relax against this Aspire side.
And they will hurt you if you allow them to. Looks like a back problem for Quadri.
Yeah, lower back. He's okay.
10 minutes to go to half-time in the final, the Alcas International Cup 2016. Just take this opportunity to remind you who finished where. Shanghai Greenland finished in 12th spot. Paris Saint-Germain 11th. Benfica 10th and Celtic were 9th. And then the games that were decided yesterday. Aspire Academy finished 8th for the fourth year out of 5. Estudiantes in 7th, not bad for them. First participants, and Al Ahly 6th place for them. They've made a lot of friends while they've been here as well. Kashiwa Reysol finished in 5th. Red Bull Salzburg in 4th. And Inter Milan, who beat Salzburg a little earlier today, they take 3rd place in the competition. But everybody taking positives away from what's been a fantastic 11 days of football here at the Aspire Zone.
Some impressive debutants. Lots of Al Ahly and Salzburg, Mark. Really impressed, haven't they?
Yeah, nice to see Al Akli here as well, watching the final. Obviously, they'll be heading home. They've got probably the shortest journey, haven't they? I think of all the teams to
rush anywhere, do they?
No. Have a couple of days off and
quick drive over the border if they want to.
Estudiantes, by all accounts, 14 hours. I think we worked their flight out, didn't we?
Well, was it 14
and a half?
Yeah.
I think, something like that. 8,000 something miles?
I saw it on the map.
La Plata.
Not even longer. Fancy that flight.
Good ball over the top again. Robert just gets there ahead of Alberto. Ball doesn't go out of play, though. Good ball in, whipped in by Gorka off Salim Diaby. Joaquin plays it against Carlos, who did well, the full-back.
I tell you what, Carlos had to make the interception because Garcia was free. If Joaquin got the touch on it.
Just had to hold his run to stay onside, Carlos, but he's got there first as well, but can only divert it to the goalkeeper. Great run from the Costa Rican.
Look at his recovery run. Look at him getting back in now. Fantastic fitness levels.
Good play by Madrid, keeping the ball on the deck. Joaquin. Fran Garcia, though, won't keep the ball in play. I think Marco Rose, the Salzburg coach, saying as well about the tournament how good the atmosphere's been at the hotel, with all 12 teams staying at the same hotel, and they've mixed and they've been chatting and they've all got to know each other a little bit, which is nice as well.
Fantastic. That comes from the coaching staff, you know, they set the rules for the players to adhere to. But there was a nice, we went down a few days and the atmosphere between the players was really good, easy to chat to. All the teams, I must say, very good to interview and talk to off camera as well. Coaching staff couldn't do enough for us, could they?
No, it's been very good in terms of getting involved. There's a lot of countries at the moment are experiencing winter weather conditions, so they've all been enjoying a little bit of sun. Celtic in particular were enjoying themselves in the sea very early on. And Salzburg, I think it's snowing in Austria at the moment as well. It's their skiing season, isn't it? So they've been enjoying a bit of sunshine. As a free kick to Madrid. It was Carlos that maybe gave that one away over on the far side. It was indeed.
And these are the types of situations where Real Madrid have got to make the most of and capitalise on. Like anything, it's all about the delivery.
Della and Zabate coming forward. It's going to be Martin that will swing this one over, in swinging towards Map's goal.
Been looking to whip into towards the far post area.
He did whip it into the near post area, but it was comfortably gathered by the goalkeeper. Tries to get his side moving forward quickly. Finds Nuhu. It's good delivery, good distribution by the goalkeeper. One's too short for Katana. Gets it back though off Bibis.
Oh,
Nuhu just trying to bend his run and stay onside. Spire have managed to win the ball back again with Katana. Good tackling back by Alberto. Della. Martin.
Love it. Great touch out of his feet. Takes him away from danger.
Alberto. Isma. Oh, short pass again, just lacked the pace to find the run of Gorka. Tracking back by Nuhu. The latest edition it was of the recruitment campaign for this Aspire latest, the scholarships, not this team, but the latest scholars came here. 36 players born in 2002, so that makes them, what, 13, 14? Yep. Visited Aspire back in January to train and play against each other. Noticed one of the young Aspire teams playing PSV Eindhoven on the back pitch earlier on.
I was watching a bit of it myself.
You know, younger lads than we're seeing here, maybe 13, 14, but equally talented players at that age.
They're just so lucky, aren't they? Because they've got the background to be able to get all the teams, invite all the teams from all over the world, and they're playing against top world-class opposition all the time. It's bound to raise your game and make you better.
Tristan Rodriguez there in discussion with his coaching staff, or whether he might be thinking of changes at half-time. He brought Pedro on at half-time in the semi-final, and that changed things around for them in the second half. Maybe the same will be in his mind here.
Apart from the penalty incident involving Garcia, there's not been a lot to shout about regarding the opportunities created by Real Madrid. Playing good football, switching play, just got to create one or two more opportunities now.
Offside flag up against Katana, who's a mile onside. Absolutely, that must have been 3 yards onside. That's probably one of the most extreme
you know what,
we've seen.
I think the officials have been good in this tournament. I think the only thing they've struggled on is the offside ruling.
But haven't we said that every year? Because some of these players are so quick. You know, no, we're not saying these are bad assistants.
Wasn't
but some
that
of these
quick, was it?
That one wasn't. But admittedly, that was a little bit of a strange one. Here comes Fran Garcia again.
Fantastic, forceful play by Garcia on the far side, Denmark. Really driving up the field.
Madrid bench just complaining to the fourth official about something at the moment. I'm not too sure what's upset them. All those banners have now been assembled down the far side, by the way. The one is a castle with the Real Madrid logo and a great picture of them. You just see it there, just to the right of the halfway line. The other one next to it, that sort of semicircular one, has got the names of all the sponsors on it. It's saying thank you to everybody for their support during the tournament, which is nice.
Wow.
Maybe have a look at some of those in the second half. Here's Della. Madrid trailing by a goal to nil. Katana's penalty after Nuhu had been brought down in the area by Zabate. Goal coming after 17 minutes. Haven't been any other clear-cut goal-scoring chances since.
Andre had the chance for Spain, maybe when he burst through. Went past the keeper, but his touch was too heavy.
Haven't seen a lot from Madrid, just that one shot that was tipped onto the post by Mant from the free kick. Alberto. Martin. Break on here for Aspire. Bibis looking to play in on dry, but it'll be too close to the goalkeeper Fran, who will pick that one up just inside the penalty area. Della coming forward. Well, it's been a good final so far. Certainly lived up to expectations. A lot of people saying these were the two best sides in the competition, and it's tight between them, just the penalty separating at the moment. Here's a chance, Isma. Oh, it's a good challenge by Sully. 2 minutes to be added at the end of the first half. Good ball in by Jordi. Martin likes to get a shot in when he can. Not from there, though. Isma, cleverly played out wide to Gorka. Oh, he's left the ball behind Gorka, and now he's put his side under pressure. Alberto bundles over Nuhu. He'll be lucky not to get a yellow card there from the referee. Sure, Aspire will be quite happy just to play out the final few minutes of the first half and get through to half-time with a one-goal advantage. Salim Diaby. Carlos. Away by Manf, back into the Real Madrid half. Back to Fran. Plenty of time to take a touch and just play the ball forward for Real Madrid. do like to play the ball out from the back. We've seen that with a lot of teams in this competition. Zabate looking for Alberto, well read by Robert. Gorka's throw. Madrid throw off. Sully that time. Referee, though, says there'll be no time to take it as the half-time whistle goes. It was a good start by Real Madrid, but the breakthrough made on 17 minutes by Aspire Football Dreams. It was Zabate who tugged down Nuhu in the area. There was the minimum of contact, and the penalty converted by Katana beyond Fran to put Aspire Football Dreams ahead at half-time. Manf turned a shot onto the post. That was the closest Madrid came to a goal, and Andrei almost added a second when he went through on goal, but couldn't get the ball back on target. There was the incident for the penalty. Zabate's little tug on Nuhu. It was Katana that converted the penalty. Yellow card for the Real Madrid defender, and the opening goal of the final of the Alcas International Cup goes to Aspire Football Dreams. At the break, in the final, it's Real Madrid 0, Aspire Football Dreams 1.
انضم إلى برنامج جلوبال ريكوجنيشن من أوائل QMB وتمتع بعالم من الخدمات المصرفية المميزة. خدمة عالمية تقدم لك امتيازات حصرية تعزز نمط حياتك أينما كنت وفي أي وقت، تجعلك تتحكم في معاملاتك وحساباتك، تمكنك من امتلاك منزل جديد في الخارج مع خدمة التمويل العقاري الدولي. برنامج جلوبال ريكوجنيشن من أوائل QMB، عالم الامتيازات الحصرية.
أنا غدوتي لما أكبر أصير نفس نيمار.
في 2022 أبي أكون في استاد البيت. عم نشوف يعني الجمهور في الملعب، اللاعبين.
كأس العالم 2022 هو البداية.
أجمل مع بيبسي. يلا ناو.
هذا هو نجمي المفضل، واحد من أكثر اللاعبين موهبة في بلادي. اليوم الموهبة بروحها ما صارت تكفي، الكرة تغيرت، في مكان تقدر تحصل فيه مستوى تدريب عالمي، يحفزك تعطي كل ما عندك، يساعدك بالعلم تبني مستقبلك، وبالعلوم الرياضية تطور أدائك، وفيه دائما انت في ديل أمينة. هذا المكان اكتشفني وأنا حاضر. ودي أصير بيوم من الأيام نجمه المفضل.
أكاديمية أسباير، اليوم حلم وغدا نجم.
هل تعلم أن شبكة بي إن تقدم تشكيلة متنوعة من البرامج لكل العائلات؟ أحدث الأفلام والمسلسلات والبرامج الترفيهية وأفضل البرامج الوثائقية والإخبارية وبرامج الأطفال وأقوى الفعاليات الرياضية الحصرية. كما يمكنك مشاهدة هذه البرامج في أي وقت وأي مكان. وهل تعلم ما هو سعر الاشتراك؟ أليس هذا مدهشاً؟
It's half-time in the final of the Alcácer International Cup 2016, and Real Madrid are trailing 1-0 against Aspire Football Dreams. It had a lot of a build-up, this game, and it's lived up to it so far.
In terms of chances created, maybe not, but in general play, yeah, thought Real Madrid settled quicker. First 15 minutes I thought they were impressive, but then Aspire Dreams, Football Dreams are so quick on the counter-attack, really get at you with lots of pace in the side. They've even had a substitute where Quadri's come on, Kanamoko's gone off as well. So even more...
Swap fast for even faster.
Even faster. So, as a Real Madrid defender, you just can't switch off at any stage of this match. For 90 minutes, you've got to have full concentration because they just break on you with such speed that, honestly, it's breathtaking sometimes.
Real Madrid have edged it as far as possession is concerned, and we've seen moments when they've been down in Aspire Football Dreams' half, Nick, where Aspire Football Dreams just get a little edgy sometimes. And, you know, I asked you that question. I wonder how many teams Aspire Football Dreams play against that actually come at them. Probably not a lot because they don't get the ball.
Yeah, ball went over the top and the two of the defenders, they weren't talking. We were just right behind it and they weren't talking, and maybe that's something, but it's exactly what we said at the start. You've got to get at them somehow or other, and it's very difficult when you're running the opposite way trying to chase it. You know, the two centre-halves, I know Zabati made a mistake and he's back in today from his injury, but they do look solid. They still look solid with Della, but they've got to try. You've got to try and create opportunities. Good shout for a penalty, whether we'll go into it in a minute. You know, but
but in general play, Real Madrid playing the Madrid way. You know, what we said about what we talked about before. Would they settle for a different system against this really attacking Aspire? No, they haven't. They've played their way. They push the full-backs right on, try and play out from the back. So they have played their own system. Second half, will they change it? Maybe after about 70 minutes. Look at. Maybe bringing on Pedro.
You've got to look at Pedro, yeah, because he's that different option. You know, the strange thing is what we've been talking about. As much as a good football, what you play, sometimes you can knock a ball, and that might be what we've been talking about. If you bring Pedro on, he's dangerous in the air. We looked at the clips before it, where Della had a header. He needs some quality crosses into the box, and with Pedro being there, might worry him a little bit.
OK, we'll start off with the penalty in that first half, which led to the goal. Of course, here's the incident.
Look at the pace of Nuhu just drives in behind the defenders.
You've got to touch him, and Zabati's got no option. And
I mean, they're appealing there. I don't know why they're appealing. For me, it's a penalty. He gets caught out. There's intent there. Not only intent, he does grab him. and he puts him off his stride. He's just about to get his strike off there, Nuhu.
Well, after a penalty.
Yeah, wonderful. But it frightens people. Pace in any football around the world, pace frightens them. And that's what they'll do. They'll just keep coming all the time at Real Madrid, and they've got to deal with that. And obviously try and do something the other end as well. And it is you're not talking about just one player or two players. You're talking about all the forward line got that pace. So you're not like you're just like one player, Ronaldo or something. Hang on, we'll mark him. And that's no. They all come at you.
Karamoko came off and he put Quadri on.
I bet you like that. Like us. Hey.
Right, let's get through some of the chances in the first half. We'll start with this was Alberto's free kick.
Yeah. Good touch onto the post by Nuruddin in goal for Aspire. The slightest of touches. Watch it here.
Oh, what the all-important touch, mind you. That's where this is where the goal for Real Madrid could come from. A set piece.
I have a feeling Real Madrid are going to get into the game with something like a free kick. You know, this is wonderful play as well, and it's a good shout, Chris. You know,
I think he's got to take the shot on. He's had a great first touch out of his feet. I think he's got to take the shot on. After that, I think he realises maybe made a little bit of a mistake. Plays for the penalty. Here we go. He's playing for the penalty, definitely, but I just think the fullback there comes across. In my view, gets a touch on the ball.
I don't think he does, Chris.
He does.
Rodders has jumped. He's jumped in a little bit.
Rodders always does.
We've seen.
Well, I just said in my humble opinion.
All right, this is an opportunity, half chance really, but you know.
Ball doesn't settle, but they just keep it alive. Aspire, just the hunger to keep the ball alive. And watch this now; it's bobbling about all over the place.
It's interesting, Nianji, though, you know, having a fantastic game.
Yeah.
He was in both your dream teams. Wow. In the Busky Bombers and the Mako's All-Stars.
He's got to be.
Yeah, but I made him captain, Rod.
He wasn't for me. No, I don't know.
Who was your captain?
I don't know. I think I was going to stick him in nets and move him around that
Who was
much.
your captain, by the way?
I don't want. They're all captains.
We
don't believe in one person. We're all together.
The manager goes on for the toss-up.
No, but he's absolute top quality. How do you stop him? He's still getting in there now, and he turns up everywhere. I think you've probably got to try and. You can't stick anyone on him, can you? It's not, Real Madrid won't do that.
He floats about.
So it's I think the big turning point is Pedro. Pedro comes on. I think that could just change it a little bit. If not, I still believe Real Madrid are going to get into the game somehow or other. A little bit of brilliance or a free kick or something, and hopefully then we could really get it going.
Got Morey on the bench as well. I thought it was unfortunate not to start. Morey.
He had a
good start to the tournament with a hat-trick, didn't he?
Yeah, he's good. They've got the quality, haven't they? So it's all really down to the money. It's all about just those little bits of detail.
You obviously thought it was a penalty then, Rod?
I don't want to go into it. The teams have made their way out.
You've got against me.
I'll clip it up and we'll discuss it afterwards. You get back into the commentary booth. Chris Makin will rejoin Mark Tompkins for the second half.
Teams just making their way back out onto the field. 45 minutes away from knowing the destination of the Alcas International Cup champions 2016. Doesn't look like there are any changes at half-time. In fact, there is a change for Aspire Football Dreams. It's Yemi that's coming on. Just wait for the fourth official to tell us who it is that's coming off. So a couple of changes now made by Alex Garcia. Just awaiting the referee actually, and it's the first half substitute Quadri that's gone off. So obviously that back injury still causing him a few problems. So the substitute is substituted, and Yemi it is that comes on at the start of the second half. Real Madrid then, all in white, will kick us off in the second half, kicking from right to left. So Aspire Football Dreams leading by a goal to nil. That Katana penalty after 17 minutes separates the two teams here in the final. Spy Football Dreams won the trophy against Real Madrid 2 years ago. Penalty shootout on that occasion.
Lucky tonight in terms of injuries, Mark, with Quadri coming off for Karamoko. Now Quadri's gone off. He's replaced by Yemi.
Yeah, I think he took a knock on his back, Quadri, in that first half. He certainly received treatment towards the end of the first half. Jordi. Well played by Jordi. Plays that one out off the Aspire international player for a Real Madrid throw. Isma claiming that he'd had a little push in the back there, but the referee not interested. Abdulaziz Musa is our match official. Aspire Football Dreams would love to get themselves a second goal here. Isma, nicely done. Fran Garcia, good play by Madrid. Joaquin, tried to help it on. It was well charged down by Sully. Shoulder charge from Alberto sends Nuhu sprawling. There's no free kick. Bibis wins it back though for Aspire.
Yeah, really fast break there from Real Madrid down this left-hand side with Isma Garcia combining really well.
Are you surprised maybe we didn't see Pedro at half-time?
No, I didn't expect it, actually. I thought they might do it when probably after an hour or 70 minutes. It's a great option to have. They also got More on the bench as well, Mark. Goal-scoring midfielder.
Here is Yemi, the substitute. Back to Carlos. Carlos has continued his run. Nice ball inside. Chance for Carlos. Two players in the centre. Pulls it back to Andrai. Hint of handball, not given. It's Katana with the shots. Over the top. Good move, though, by Aspire. Working the ball around nicely once again. Great overlap from Carlos.
Yeah, great pull back towards Andrai. Andrai with a chest off to the substitute Yemi, who then sets up his skipper. Katana Nyanji, who fires over.
Well, it's been a fantastic tournament over the last 11 days, all culminating in the final. Plenty of high points, lots of great goals, some brilliant football.
I think it's going to be a good second half because Real Madrid have got to go for it at some stage. Probably still try and keep it tight in the opening 15-20 minutes of this second half, and then after that, if they haven't created anything, then they've got to go for it. What a wonderful ball, an absolutely fantastic ball by
Yemi to the byline. Good challenge by Jordi.
Sorry, it was Sully out with the crossfield pass then.
Carlos. Angle ball into the box once again. No foul, though. As Nuhu went down, he seems to fall over quite a lot, Nuhu, doesn't he? It's one of those players, he just puts everything into it, so he's often a little off balance, isn't he?
Came across the pitch and it knocks him over.
Once again, the shouts of derision from the Real Madrid bench. They have got the free kick, though. Tristan Rodriguez just pointing into the corner, wanting to get players forward. The ball's not a good one, though, from Isma. Far too far ahead of Fran Garcia. Alex Garcia, the Aspire coach.
Isma's looked lively at the start of this second half.
He runs into Carlos. That'll be a free kick. Stop between Joaquin and Martin. Began his career, as we said, Alex Garcia, with Barcelona, Real Madrid's big rivals, of course. So,
if anyone wants to win this match tonight, it's him.
Sully.
Once again, Mark, it's a wonderful pass. He sprayed one out 2 minutes earlier out to this right flank. That time it's down the line on the left-hand side.
Robert couldn't keep the ball in play, though, so it will be a Real Madrid throw. Trailing by a goal to nil. Real Madrid. It's contact by Katana, the captain. That is a foul on Nuhu, so free kick to Aspire Football Dreams. So what bemused look on the face of Alberto. Madrid are making a change, and it is Pedro coming on.
Well, sooner than I expected, but I did think he would get on it during this second half.
Madrid trying to hold the line on the edge of the penalty area. Here comes the free kick, away by Martin. Katana, straight into Alberto. Sully, who'd come forward to provide some aerial presence, gives the ball away. Not such a great ball that time. Now Madrid can move this. Fran Garcia's in space over on this near side if they can work it. Jordi.
Fancy maroon shirts back though. Making it difficult for Real Madrid to see a pass forward. Good defending.
So here comes the change. It's going to be Hutti that's going off, and Pedro is the player that's coming on. So we gave it just 7 minutes at the start of the second half. Tristan Rodriguez to see if they could fashion anything.
He must have spotted something very early, because you normally get 10 or 15 minutes. Straight away he made the change.
Katana. Robert. Nuhu.
Well done, Gorka. Well defended.
Oh, he's done brilliantly, Gorka. Can't find the ball to pick out a teammate, though, past Robert, who was sliding in with the challenge.
First touch for Pedro, and he keeps possession for Real Madrid. Well played.
Garcia. Jordi. Nice little 1-2 with Garcia. Garcia just feigns to go the one way. Left the ball behind, but Carlos makes the challenge.
He's looked really lively during this match. Garcia down this left-hand side for Real Madrid. Very positive player.
Jordi. Joaquin. Della. Alberto. Chance maybe to run at Robert. He's got the overlap from Gorka. Might not need it. Now he needs him, but he just plays it too far ahead of him. Ball goes out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, needed the pass earlier. Just delayed the pass. Then there's always a chance of your teammate being offside. Just looking down below, Mark, Alex Garcia, honestly...
He's like a jack in the box, isn't he?
He doesn't stop.
Well, it would be quite a remarkable achievement if Aspire Football Dreams were to win this trophy effectively twice, having won it as Aspire International against some of the teams that have been in this competition.
Yeah. Well, you're taking on the might of Europe, aren't you? Some of the big names of Europe come here, including Inter Milan, Real Madrid, AC Milan last year, Paris Saint-Germain.
Zabate forced to chase back into the corner. He's done well just to play the ball to Jordi. Down the line to Isma. Good strong challenge by Salim Diaby. Isma felt that one. Gorka. Back to Fran. Two up front now for Real Madrid. Pedro and Isma. There is Pedro, allowed to bounce by Diallo. Robert. Nuhu. Little chip over the top and drive, pressing on Jordi. Jordi will need to prevent the corner. Free kick.
It's a foul.
No foul, according to the referee. Madrid off the bench as one.
That was definitely a foul.
Issa. Robert. Nuhu.
to be said. How fearless they are, the Aspire football dreams players are. Offside given.
Yemi's ball back. And Katana side-foots it into the bottom of the net to get his second goal of the game. And Aspire football dreams have got themselves a 2-goal cushion. Brilliant ball forward. Yemi was onside. When the ball was pulled back, it came to Katana. Penalty scored in the first half. Goal from open play in the second. And Aspire lead 2-0.
He's onside. He's onside. Great play by Yemi. Another forward run and a great pull back. What a finish that is by the skipper, Katana Nyanji. 2 on the night. Puts his side 2-0 up. Is that the winner?
Well, now we'll see how adventurous Real Madrid are going to be.
That changes it slightly. They have to go for it now, don't they? We said about before, Mark, about these players from Aspire Football Dreams, how fearless they are, and taking on the might of some of these massive clubs around the world, and they just go out these teams, don't they?
Well, let's not forget Aspire did have a 2-0 lead against Benfica before conceding 2 late goals, so they'll know it's still a fragile position for them. Real Madrid were to get a goal back, that might start 1 or 2 alarm bells ringing.
But they were the last goals they conceded, and that was in their first match of the tournament.
Very strong at the back.
3 clean sheets since then.
It's a Real Madrid free kick just inside the Aspire half, taken quickly by Joaquin. Della out to Gorka. Haven't really managed to get Pedro into the game yet. Poor ball again, and there's a break on here for Andrai, who's onside. Zabate goes across. Nuhu through the centre. Katana arriving. Nuhu! Brilliant save by Fran. One-handed save over the bar, and Aspire very nearly getting a third.
On the break, the high line from Real Madrid is broken down. Aspire on the far side with Andrai. Pulls it back. There's his shot on goal. We talk about turning points in matches. Does that keep Real Madrid in the final?
It certainly kept them in the final for the moment. It is a corner, though, to Aspire, so still some more defending to do here with Madrid before they can just relax a little. We're approaching the hour mark. Nuhu. Blocked by Pedro. Referee spotted a bit of pushing, so it's a free kick to Real Madrid. Sort of kicked the ball away. Referee has a quick word in his ear. Won't want to get any unnecessary yellow cards here and run the risk of having a player sent off. Aspire. Here's Della. Alberto. Touched off by Isma. Again, the pass just lacking the pace to fully reach its target, which was Gorka. Sliding challenge from Robert. Isma. Isma again. Back to Alberto. Better from Madrid. Alberto goes past one challenge, but not the second. And again, Aspire can look to break forward.
They've got to be careful. No, they've got to go for it now, Real Madrid. But if they could leave spaces at the back for Aspire to exploit with their stunning pace throughout the forward line.
Good ball by Zabate to Pedro, who's in behind here, waiting for players to arrive in the centre. Isma arriving now, forced to check back. Alberto comes to San Martin, who can't get any power behind the shot. Side-footed in the end, Martin, straight at the goalkeeper.
Good move, and I like the movement from Pedro, going down the flank. Had time and space. Better from Real Madrid.
Much better. 2 goals would take us to penalties, don't forget. No extra time. Good ball over the top, looking for Alberto, and the run of Sully comes across. Alberto into the corner, he's got no support. Sully taps it out, and it will be a corner to Real Madrid, so maybe set pieces can be kind to them here as they try to get back into the match. In swinger. Again in toward Mav's goal. Della's forward, Zabate's forward. Joaquin's with an aerial presence as well. Now the ball comes across, headed away. And Aspire will just get the ball away from danger. Well read by Gorka.
That time the cross had to be overhit because he had Pedro and Della at the far post.
Joaquin, went for the little flick on the edge of the area. It just didn't come off for him. That's a free kick. Not too sure what the referee's seen there. It is a free kick to Real Madrid.
Goes in two-footed. He's lucky not to get booked there, or he was sent off. Can't go into a tackle two-footed.
Possibly being a little bit lenient without a card there. Elliott is going to come on for Real Madrid. But I don't think it'll be done before the free kick's taken, so see what Madrid can do from this. It's Martin that's over the ball. I've seen him shoot on plenty of occasions from this sort of range.
It's perfect for Real Madrid if they can get one back now with half an hour to play.
Here comes Martin, curl round the wall, man spills it. Nobody followed it in though. It's perfect for a striker to follow that one in. Pedro was in there, Isma was there, but nobody followed it.
I don't understand it, Mark. I really don't understand it. You're 2-0 down in the final. You get players round the goalkeeper. Follow the shots in.
So here comes Elliott, and it's Isma that's coming off. Somebody slightly strange change, taking off a striker and bringing on effectively a midfielder.
He might have been coming on for Joaquin, in my opinion, but there we go. He's not happy, Isma. Just threw his bottle to the ground.
Here is Elliott, the substitute. Elliott shot just over the top. He's gone for taking a deflection and gone for a corner. What an introduction that would have been. We saw Mendoza come in and score with his first touch foot.
Yeah, they need something like that, don't they, Real Madrid now?
Inter Milan beat Red Bull Salzburg earlier in the battle for third and fourth. It's the final of the Alcas International Cup 2016. Corner, roll back to Martin. Chipped in towards Pedro. Good header out again by Salim Diaby. Martin. Just rolls away from Joaquin. And dry on the chase. Jordi comes across. And Dry tackles from behind. He was just at the wrong angle, and Dry really to try and win the ball cleanly with that leg. Always going to take the player.
Good play by Jordi, the fullback that gets his body in between the ball and the opposition player. Takes the foul.
Della. Garcia. Good ball, Pedro. Touch is taken in wide. It's had a good touch. He's still got possession though, Pedro. Jordi. Oh, no one in the centre, and it was straight into the arms of Manf anyway.
Good play again from Real Madrid. Not enough bodies in the box when the cross goes in. Well done, Pedro again. Is he okay? Gorka, touch and cramp.
It was a hefty fall, wasn't it, when he went up for the ball? Hopefully it is just cramp that's the problem.
Oh.
He's okay, I think, Gorka. Doesn't need any treatment. He was actually off the field at the time anyway, so play would have been able to continue even if he did need some treatment. Diaby. Carlos. Pedro trying to press. Sully. Katana, 2 goals for him. So far, he's captain and hero of Aspire Football Dreams. Sabate's header. Foul on Joaquin by Katana.
Needs something to happen soon, Real Madrid.
Oh, it's given away by Della. Good chasing, good pace from Bibis. Great ball across in towards Katana as well. Yordi's there, just did enough to shepherd it back to his goalkeeper. Alex Garcia once again continues to be animated on the sidelines.
Another goal for Aspire puts his tie to bed. Well, it's 2-0. Real Madrid are always in the game. They only need the next goal is crucial.
And Alberto goes down again, looking for the foul, but there's nothing given by the referee. Zabate commits himself to the challenge, and Andrei tried to hold the line. He's just offside.
Ball played by Yemi there, the substitute. He's just going to hold his run. There's acres of space to exploit at the back then. Just too eager to get in behind.
Yordi. Robert's header. Only as far as Alberto. Elliott. Caught it beautifully, but just off target from the substitute. A couple of times he's had shots.
No, it's worth a go. He's come on, and that's what he's there for. There's the two players there just offside against Yemi.
Very tight decision, wasn't it? But just the right one, I think. Carlos. Back by Zabate to Fran. Good chasing by Bibis, putting the goalkeeper under pressure. Zabate gets it away to Joaquin. Good play by Madrid. Yordi. Elliott won the ball in the air, but could only divert it back towards the keeper. Away by Sully. Poor touch by Joaquin.
On. Just overhit there by the skipper, Yanji.
Into the final quarter of the game then. Spire Football Dreams still leading by 2-0. Both scored by the captain Katana. One from the penalty spot in the first half. One a nice shot into the bottom corner in the second. Real Madrid have got themselves a corner. Now they really need to try and make something happen from this.
Well played, Gorka and Alberto combining on the right flank there, forcing the corner on the far side.
It's going to be Elliott that takes this corner, just waiting for Yordi to come forward as well. Della's forward. Once again, it's an in-swinger towards Matt. This might test the goalkeeper. Needs a good delivery from Elliott into the near post. It's side-footed away by Carlos.
They'll miss out that first man.
Elliott's done well.
What a touch. Just a delivery again.
Zabate couldn't bring the ball under control. Well played by Gorka. Alberto. Elliott trying to play a little 1-2 with Alberto, but too many maroon shirts down that far side. Elliott's done well to win it back. He's looked lively since coming on, Elliott. A couple of shots already. Long ball towards Carlos. Nodded back towards Salim Diaby. For the first time Aspire just getting themselves into a little bit of trouble at the back and losing possession in a dangerous area. Joaquin. Alberto. Tried to play it back to Joaquin. He's almost through to Elliott. Katana just taps it away. And now Yemi.
Look at the close control there. Manyanji Yemi well offside. He's not looking across the line.
Great pace to the game at the moment. Andrei. Good challenge from Gorka. Concedes the corner. by Pedro. And shot from Bibis goes way over the top. A little bit of a sense of urgency now about Real Madrid, as you would imagine. The Red Bull Salzburg players just taking their seats in the stands as well. I'm not sure where they've been since their game finished, but
they're all in there. All the teams are in the stand now.
All the teams that are left here are here watching. That was a foul by Gorka, and you can hear the reaction from the Real Madrid players. Just a little bit of frustration creeping in at the moment. Aspire just been urged to get on with this one. Let's not forget, Aspire actually beat Real Madrid twice when they met in the competition 2 years ago. Beat them 3-2 in the opening group game, and they went on to beat them 1-0 in the final. So it's a side that they haven't had too much luck against. Beat FC Porto 2-0 to go through with 2 wins out of 2 last year. Aspire International. Beat Aspire Qatar. And then a 3-0 win over Fluminense in the semi-finals before that 2-1 penalty, or that 1-0 penalty shootout win over Madrid in the final.
1-0?
Well, it says the
so
score
only one person scored out of the opening 10 players, is it?
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was just looking there because it says the score's 2-1. It was 1-1, I think, wasn't it, after 1-1 normal time? But the penalty shootout on this is normally added. Like that was 6-4, but that was after penalties, I think.
Right, okay.
I don't know.
No, that was 6-4, that match.
It was 6-4, wasn't it? Actually, it was 6-4, yeah.
I covered that match.
No, I remember, actually. No, it was 6-4.
Bizarre match.
Very. Anyway, it was Aspire International that won it on penalties, whatever the score, 2 years ago. Gorka, and just bundled over by Nuhu. It's going to be another change for Real Madrid. 5 changes can be made, don't forget, if you've not seen any of these games in the Alcas International Cup.
Billy, is it?
Billy's coming on, yeah. I haven't seen too much of him in this tournament. Here's Alberto. Can't miss out the first man again. Can't get his foot under the ball.
They've not lifted the cross once, and there's been opportunities at the back for Real Madrid to get in.
Joaquin out to Jordi. Can he fare better? Down the line for Garcia. Martin.
Oh, good play.
Making room for the shot. Martin!
Oh! That was a chance, Mark.
Just pulls it wide. And it's going to be Joaquin that's coming off.
Oh, he just drops his shoulder, goes past the midfield man. The shot's got great power. He was always drifting away from goal. Great play from Martin in the middle of the park, though.
So Joaquin is the player that's gone off. Billy is the player that's come on. Real Madrid still trailing by 2-0. It's a game that's just following a similar pattern to the third place match, isn't it? Inter got themselves into a 2-0 lead. That was early on in the first half, but then Salzburg did get a goal back. So if Madrid could get a goal, it would just set up an interesting finale.
Just puts doubts in the opposition players' minds. Time's running out.
And dry. Foul again by Della. Gives Aspire Football Dreams a free kick. They'll take these inside the final quarter of an hour. If anything, it just helps them run a little bit of time off the clock. Bibis that will whip over the free kick. Madrid trying to hold the line as high as they can, but they're just being pressed by Aspire. Bibis with the delivery. It's a poor one straight to the goalkeeper.
Very strange decision.
Alberto. A reverse ball to Billy. Alberto. Elliott looking for the ball played over the top. There's no flag. Manf comes to the edge of his penalty area, just gathers before the ball reached Garcia. Yemi.
Oh, great play on the far side by Aspire. He's onside.
Lovely ball forward, and Dry going through. Fran comes out and makes a good save.
Good save by Fran. Quick off his line. Just when you thought Andre might be in there. Fran saves the day again for Real Madrid.
Alberto drops the shoulder and goes past Robert, who's trying to keep pace with him. Well played, Alberto. Gorka gets to the byline, bundled off the ball, but the flag goes up on the far side. It'll be a free kick to Real Madrid. A bit of arguing with the referee at the moment. Elliott is over the free kick. Elliott just trying to make sure that the defender is back the full 10 yards from where the free kick is going to be taken. Once again, this will be looking to put a little bit of pressure on. Plenty of aerial presence in there. Needs to miss out the first man, though. Hasn't managed it. Has he, Elliott? Let's see if he can do it this time. Elliott's delivery. Better one. Straight into the arms of the goalkeeper, though. Too close to Manf.
Saved by Manf there. Aggressive off his line then.
Gorka's header. This is the 5th game in 11 days for these teams, don't forget, so I'm sure a little bit of fatigue might be creeping into their legs by this stage.
Definitely, like a game every other day, so...
Still been a good intensity, this, though.
Real Madrid are not looking tired, are they? Even though they're 2-0 down. Still going forward.
It's a foul. Pedro penalised, clumsy. Necessary free kick given away, really. Just leaning in to Sully. There's the save a moment or so ago when Fran came off his line. Picked the ball away from Andrai.
Might be another change for Real Madrid, Mark. Movement going on down below.
Ball over the top again. Fran races out, gathers at the edge of his penalty area. Sergio is the player that's coming on. Garcia taking on Carlos, just kept the ball in play. Jordi. Pedro. Strong challenge from Pedro on Yemi.
Didn't like his reaction.
So here's the change. Jordi that's going off, and Sergio is the player coming on. Four changes then made by Madrid now. Still one left if they need it. Only a couple of changes made so far by Aspire. All the way back to the goalkeeper by Diaby.
I don't want to dig him out, but Yemi, the substitute, I don't think he knows about the offside rule. He just keeps running forward. He's not looking at anything, any white shirts, he's just running. He got 10 yards off that time.
Alberto.
Fantastic, loads of pace as well.
Alberto, done brilliantly. Elliott tries the shot once again, it comes back off Diaby. Here's Pedro into the box. Pedro! Good save by Manf with his legs. And it's gone for a corner. What a chance for Madrid to get themselves a goal back. Good save, though. Credit the goalkeeper.
Great save by Manf, but Real Madrid really open up that opportunity and getting behind Aspire. And it's a fantastic chance for Pedro to put one back with about 10 minutes to play. Didn't take it, though.
Elliott's corner, volleyed away by Sully. Elliott. Oh, and Dry once again.
He's on his own, though, Mark.
Oh, he's running to the back of Gorka. That's surely not a free kick. He's run straight into the back of Gorka.
You're not allowed an opinion.
I don't think Gorka changed the shape of his run.
It's up to me to get into trouble.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's not foul.
No. Not in Birmingham, it isn't.
Well, depends which part you come from.
If you're from Aston.
Well, you best not mention. Well, you can mention it as much as you like.
Go, see. That's a save from Manf. Keeps his side 2-0 up.
Yeah, it's a good save by the goalkeeper with his legs. Hasn't had too many saves to make.
It's the first time Aspire have got the ball and been a little bit negative.
There's 4 players offside there. Again, just a little bit slow to get back. Maybe a little fatigue creep, a little bit of fatigue creeping in. We're in the 84th minute. Alex Garcia just saying to him, what are you doing? You're yards offside. There's the ball over the top once again. Sabate just rolls it back to Fran, gets it back from the goalkeeper. Garcia. There's a collision off the ball between Pedro and Salim Diaby, and Pedro is charging off towards Diaby.
I missed that one, Mark, so I'll have to have a look at the replay if it comes on. Pedro's certainly not happy.
There's a challenge off the ball. They're both claiming an elbow, I think. And it's a yellow card each. Not too sure whether the assistant referee would have seen that. Still a bit of pushing going on between Pedro and Diaby. No love lost between those two. Real Madrid throw. Garcia will take it. Della. Zabate. Ball slid through looking for the runner, Pedro. It's a free kick. Carlos just stretching as he made the challenge on Sergio. Might need a bit of treatment here as well, so there will be a hold-up. Real Madrid are just keen to get on with this. Just making sure that there's no time wasting going on from Aspire Football Dreams. Calling on the electric cart. Have you got one particular standout moment from this tournament? I know there's been a few, but I just wondered if there was any one that kind of stuck in your mind.
caught me off guard there, Matt. It's a fabulous question.
I think probably Salah's goal for me, because it was
early on in the tournament as well.
Second goal.
Yeah.
Just the quality with which he hit the volley. That's one thing that I'll remember.
We haven't had as many goals as last year.
No.
But the quality has been very high.
Yeah. I think Kashiwa's passing as well has been another plus.
I think they can consider themselves very unlucky not to be playing in the final. Beaten off both of these sides, though.
Manf's come a long way out of his goal, punched by the goalkeeper. Flattened his own player as well, the goalkeeper taking no prisoners. Carlos is back on, so Aspire back to a full complement. Elliott. Oh, it's a poor ball. Too much on it from Elliott.
If there was one match that took me by surprise, it was the Paris Saint-Germain Al-Ahly game. Matt was really impressed by Al-Ahly.
There's a free kick.
Screaming going on over the far side.
A little bit of pushing and shoving going on. Well, it's all unnecessary at this late stage of the game. The Estudiantes players looking on from close range there. Oh, it's a red card for Pedro. It's a second yellow card for Pedro. And he's been sent off. And I didn't see anything in the challenge to think that it was a yellow card offence. He was right in front of the assistant over on that far side, so whether he's had some sort of input into that.
Yeah, well, the last few minutes he's got involved in stuff. He's been back-chatting, been physical with the other players. Just feel he's lost his composure a little bit. I think he's let his team down there.
Let's have a look. Is that a yellow card? I mean,
I don't think he got the yellow card for that, believe it or not, Matt. I think it was all the afters and maybe a bit of verbals. But he's getting involved and pushing, and maybe he doesn't do that much.
Yeah, I think he could. A little unlucky maybe, but certainly wasn't doing himself any favours the way he was putting himself around, and as you say, just
maybe a insult to go in there and settle the back four. Maybe he just took it a little bit too far, but
oh well. Real Madrid are down to 10 men. Aspire Football Dreams are going to make a change at this late stage. Sumar, who scored that great goal earlier on in the tournament, is coming on.
I mean, the player will be okay to come back on the field and take part in the game again, but the way he was screaming on the far side, we thought we should have rushed him straight to Hamad Hospital.
Yeah, well, he's okay. And the referee's come across to talk to the fourth official and to the assistant referee. And I think someone on the bench has said something as well. It's one of the Madrid coaching staff, and he's been sent from the bench as well. So it's all going a little bit wrong for Real Madrid. Well, he's been sent from to the stands. I think it's the second coach we've seen, or assistant we've seen sent to the stand, isn't it?
Yeah.
Certainly said something to the fourth official, I think.
Who was the other one?
Can't remember. It was
in this tournament.
Yeah, was it one of the Inter Milan guys? Can't remember now. No, there was definitely an assistant coach. Someone else was definitely sent to the stand.
Okay.
Just can't remember off the top of my head. But see, that many games in the last 11 days, it's they all blur into one. 6 minutes added time. I don't think Real Madrid would score if they played another 60 minutes, to be honest. It's just not been their night again, has it?
No, I think they've played some fantastic football. Some good build-up play. I think the chance in the 81st minute that fell to Pedro, that was their big chance in the second half. If that goes in, then it makes it a nervy last 10 minutes for Aspire.
Looks like it's the first final out of 5 that's not going to a penalty shootout as well.
Ooh.
Carlos thought about playing it back to his goalkeeper, spins away. Looks a good player, Carlos.
Yeah.
One of the Latin Americans in the Aspire team.
Been very impressed with him. Very accomplished fullback. I think before the match we had the consensus in the Outcast camp was it wasn't going to go to penalties. There's too much attacking prowess on show.
Della. Alberto. One last push maybe for Madrid. Elliott. Defended so well, Aspire. So many players getting back behind the ball.
Yeah.
Garcia. Martin. Della. Katana through for Ndry once again, but comfortable for Fran.
Ball was too flat, had too much pace on it.
Sergio. Oh, he's done well, Sergio. Oh, just one man too many. Salim Diaby with a challenge. Carlos. Sergio wins the ball back for Madrid. Elliott got the shot in, the angle was tight, but over the top once again from Elliott. And been a frustrating night for Madrid. Haven't really managed to hit the target or cause the goalkeeper any problems.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Elliott's had 3 shots in the second half and not hit the target each time. When you look at the power he gets in his shots, you know, should be doing better, because if it is on target, might beat the keeper with his power.
Certainly going to cause problems. Almost halfway through the 6 minutes added time. Alberto. Good ball across. Man flips the ball out to the air once again. Handball by Yemi, so a free kick to Real Madrid. Deep into added time now. Just need to get the ball forward and hope they can maybe get themselves a consolation, but Aspire, who've defended exceptionally well. Just take that Benfica game out of the equation and it's been a fine performance for them. Alberto. Played out wide by Billy. One last chance for Madrid then. Over comes the cross. It's away from everybody once again. Good take again by Manf, plucking the ball out of the air once again and trying to get Ndry going. He's worked hard, Ndry. Billy. Alex Garcia has a look at his watch. He'll see that we're into the final minute of the 6 minutes added on. Good sliding challenge by Della. Here's Robert. Yemi. Elliott. Spotted the goalkeeper off his line, but couldn't get any height on the ball. Elliott gets the applause from his coach, but that's pretty much all done and dusted now as far as the final goes. Aspire Football Dreams are going to lift this trophy for the second time and join Paris Saint-Germain as two-time winners of the Alcas International Cup. Won it on penalties against Madrid back in 2014. And tonight they've turned in a great performance with a goal in each half to win it comfortably in the 90 minutes. One last ball over the top, goes through to Fran. Katana's down injured, just clutching the back of his right leg at the moment. I don't think they'll worry about getting anyone to give him any treatment. We've played the 6 minutes. Madrid coming forward. Sergio. Elliot. I think the referee just needs to blow his whistle. We've played the 6 minutes added time and Madrid have put the ball out for a throw. And in fact, the referee does bring the game to a close. And a goal in each half means it's Aspire Football Dreams that win the Alcas International Cup 2016. The first came from a penalty from Katana in the first half after Nuhu had been hauled back by Zabate, who received a yellow card for his troubles. And Katana popping up in the